You guys, we're back. Sean, Javon, we got a special guest, our homie, New Yorker, Yankee lover, WNBA lover. I don't know. I love some of his Facebook posts. And he has me debating hip hop sometimes in my mind. Dray Day is with us. Javon, Dray Day. What's good, you guys?
What's good? What's good? Sean, Javon, long time coming. Long time coming. It's been a minute since we did this.
The host with the most is back. My guy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nothing but love for y'all, man.
You know,
I
I
don't
do
I
gotta
don't I don't usually do morning recordings, but y'all called. Y'all fam. So it's like I had to come through for this.
I do gotta throw this in there since Sean wanted to bring up the blue team in the Bronx. It's a certain team that's in first place in AL East right now. You mean? 8 on the exit last night. My boy Peter Lonzo living up to that contract now. I'm going to let that sit there. No, I ain't want to brag on April 14th. It's a lot of baseball.
Yeah,
I just had to throw that out there.
It's plenty of baseball to go. Plenty of baseball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've barely been watching because of what else is going on.
I can't lie. Those two games last night from the Orioles and the Yankee Angels game, those games were good games. I had the Major League Big Inning on, and I was just watching how they did like their red zone. I was just watching that all night. I was like, damn, those games are good games. Trout looked like he was 2010 Trout last night.
Yo, you know what's funny? So
he'll be hurt before June.
He will.
He'll be hurt before June. Who are we kidding, man?
That's the Anthony Davis of baseball right there.
Basically.
But Sean, I'm gonna watch you before he hit that 3-run blast. He was like 0 for 3. And the broadcasters were talking him up. I'm like, what do you think? This is 2012. He's lucky if he do something right here. And he sent that joint the deep left center. I said, oh, all right. It might be one of them nights. All right.
Yeah, man. It made me think like, damn, that talent is special. It's just he can't stay healthy. He would be in the conversations as one of the all-time greats, but he just can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy. Simple as that.
And I don't think he's ever been in the playoffs.
I think once against Kansas City, they lost.
They won 2012. Okay. Yeah, because Dray, a quick story. I remember it was 2014 actually. Yeah, because the Orioles were hot. That's the year we beat Detroit in the ALDS.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want Kansas City. They ain't got nobody over there. Boom, boom, boom. And my pops was like, Vaughn, I'm trying to tell you, they play a style of baseball that the Orioles ain't ready for. You better get on your knees and pray the Angels win that series. I'm like, man, Pops, you tripping. Boy, they came in there and swept us so smooth. Oh, boy. I mean, because they got the Angels out of there quick. And they just straight, man, they killed the whole Buck Showalter era that year. That team was special.
They were man, special.
All right, well, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The NBA regular season is over, which means it's award time. Y'all know how we do on here. Before the awards even come out, all 52 has its own award ballot. So we're going to go ahead and start with our guest, Dray, who is your MVP for the 25-26 campaign.
My MVP is somebody that I don't understand why they had him number 5 in voting, but my young boy Wemby is my MVP. I don't care about he's ineligible because he played only less than 65 games. I don't care about that. He's the MVP for what he has done for this San Antonio Spurs team this year. Let's be real. When the season first started, who thought San Antonio would be where they are right now? Nobody. No one. I don't even think people had San Antonio going to the playoffs. And again, this is coming from someone that's a Spurs fan, been a Spurs fan since Tim Duncan. Nobody expected us to be second right now. And then you factor in how much they've been killing. Like, we're 4-1 against the Thunder this year. Granted, I think one of the games SGA didn't play, but still, that's the quote-unquote best team in the league, obviously the reigning defending champs, and Wemby is killing it, not just on offense, but defense. So you got to reward this young boy with the MVP. Me, I did a video a few weeks ago, probably a month ago, and I was like, yo, I'm tired of the same people winning the MVP. Like SGA is doing no different than what he did last year. Nothing. Joker is doing nothing that he didn't do in previous years. We got to stop giving these people rewards for the same shit that they've been doing every motherfucking year. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to me. For me, the MVP is Wemby. My pick was Wemby. Cade Cunningham for what's going on with Detroit, but he missed too many games. Too many games. So I had to disqualify him. And then my other pick was Jaylen Brown because of what he was doing with Boston before Jason Tatum came back. I felt, he should have been very, very much in consideration for MVP because, listen, I'm sure y'all know this. When JT got hurt, I don't think nobody had Boston, 2 or 3 in the East? Nobody thought that, but Jaylen Brown was holding it down. So you got to reward him with being in the MVP conversation. So for me, it's Wemby. I know they're going to give it to SGA, but I'm telling you who my MVP is. My MVP is that 7'4" skinny monster up in San Antonio, the Frenchman, Victor, who has my name, my middle name. My middle name is his name, Victor Wembanyama. That's my MVP, and I'm standing on that.
I will say, Wemby and Cade made it hard to do the first team All-NBA because of the 65-game rule. They both fell short at like 64. But you said a name that Sean and I have been clamoring for the past couple months. It's been a two-man race in our eyes between Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard. And I went Jaylen Brown on this one. I think you hit the nail on the head. Listen, I work with the people who cast these votes, and I can tell you, we don't deserve a vote. Period. We don't. The votes need to be reserved for the coaches and the players because of the problem you said. It's the same thing every year. You go in the NFL. I've watched T.J. Watt, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp. I've watched so many guys get robbed of the NFL MVP because they're not quarterbacks. And then you go to the NBA. I mean, I go back to Steve Nash winning back-to-back MVPs. That made no sense. I go back to 2018 when Harden won it. Y'all know I'm tougher on LeBron than most people you'll meet. That was LeBron's award that year.
I think Harden deserved that one. I think he deserved it.
When I look at that Cavs team,
and I'm the biggest Harden fan, so for me to say that
we none of us on here rock with Harden, right? But when I look at that Cavs team from 18, granted, LeBron made his bed and he had to sleep in it,
right?
But he still did. I mean, come on, that team without him is top 4 pick in the draft. So I had to go with him on that one. Kobe Bryant retired from the NBA with one most valuable player. One. My brother was out there with Smush Parker and Vladimir Radmanovic and walked away with one single MVP award. So I'm with you. We just don't need to be voting on it. But for this year, I've got Jaylen Brown. You look at it, brother. There's only 2 people in the league this year who could go out there and give you 30 and then hold your best player to 15 if they wanted to. That was Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard. We thought the Clippers were dead and out of the running. They became the first team to ever have that bad of a record to start the season and finish with a winning record. And then you said it with Boston. None of us thought the Celtics would be here. We on this very podcast said the Hawks would be better, the Knicks would be better, and the Cavaliers would be better. Boston outperformed all 3 of them. And that's Jaylen Brown and Joe Mazzulla all the way. So my most valuable player this year, it's got to be the high top brother from Cal. Well, not the high top anymore because he's got that Beijing,
I was just getting ready to say that. I was just getting ready to say that. I saw them clips of, that shit rubbing off on people. Pause. But I was like, wow, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, brother. Sometimes you gotta let it go, man.
Sometimes you gotta let it go. Sometimes you just listen, I got a crazy one in the middle of my head, but you can't really see it because like my hair's growing just a tad bit. But no. Reverse it. when I had a mini afro, you saw that motherfucker vividly. When I have my light season, you barely see it. But last year, when I was letting my hair grow out just a tad bit, like a little mini afro, oh yeah, I was looking like George Jefferson. For real. All I was missing was the dance, and I would have been perfect.
All right, so you guys. So what? One thing, Victor is eligible for MVP. He got the 65 games.
Not no more. No,
he didn't.
Why? Why not anymore?
I don't think he's eligible. I don't think he's eligible anymore.
He played 64 games.
64.
Yeah, but then he played the NBA Cup game, the finals.
I don't think they count on that.
We gotta check that out. Because, yeah, it counts. That final game. Yeah, it counts towards the game. So he's eligible towards it. All right, so my MVP,
eligible, but they ain't gonna give it to him. Like, we know who they gonna give it to.
Oh yeah. SGA is
gonna give it to the dude that should be an Oscar winner for all that flopping.
Sean is right. They're classifying Wembanyama is eligible.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But he ain't gonna win. That's the unfortunate thing. He's not gonna win.
No, he's not gonna win this year. First of all, he's gonna win like 5 or 6 of these things. Second of all, SGA will win it, but my MVP is with Dray. It's Victor Wembanyama. The way he impacted the game defensively, he would play like 25 minutes, get 35, 40 points, 20 rebounds. Like we have never seen a play like this at that size play the game of basketball like that. I think SGA. It sucks because the argument was like this for Michael Jordan. Your team is so good that it's expected, so we don't value it as much because it's like, oh, that's already expected. And so that's what SGA falls in the category. But by the votes and his team finished number 1 in the West, he will win the MVP. Like, I think we all could kind of say he's going to win the MVP. Jaylen Brown had an amazing season. I thought the Celtics should have tanked this year, actually, to try to get a high draft pick. But listen, with Mazzulla, Stevens, that organization has built, it gave me a newfound respect of what Boston is and what they're going to be going forward. But Kay Cunningham was in the conversation.
Yes, he was.
He was in the conversation. So if I had to rank him just based off, forget the 65 game rule, I would. And Jokic was my MVP before he got hurt. After he got hurt, he wasn't the same player for like a month or so. He's playing better now, but it took him out of the MVP conversation. But Shea should be number 1. I put Jaylen Brown number 2. No, Victor number 2. Shea's going to be number 1. Victor will be number 2. Then Jaylen Brown number 3. Cade number 4, and Jokic number 5. But if it was just my vote, Victor Wembanyama would win MVP. But just realistically, we all know the media is going to vote for it. SGA is going to be the back-to-back winner. But Victor should be the MVP.
My order went a little different. I want Jaylen Brown first, Kawhi Leonard second, and Wemby third. How you carry your team and you having less than others means a lot to me in this race. The award is not best player in the NBA this season. It's not, what story you fell in love with the most. It is the most valuable. That means if you take them off their team, what does that team turn into? You take Jaylen Brown off the Celtics, then they are that tanking team, Sean. You take Kawhi Leonard off the Clippers, boy, they they might have been evicted from the Intuit Dome. And then you take Wemby off the Spurs. I watched that game Sunday night. What the Spurs look like without Wemby against Denver's B team. Jokic played 18 minutes and that was it, just to meet the 65 game rule. They got smoked. And our boy De'Aaron Fox, once again, just ain't it. Played like garbage against the twos. Garbage. Again, Dylan Harper, please, brother, please develop. Because they got to trade De'Aaron Fox and get Wemby like another big fellow at some point. Because De'Aaron just ain't that guy. He's just not. I think those three, when you remove them from their teams, it just would mean so much. It'd be so detrimental. Now, to round out my All-NBA team, I put Jokic and SGA in there. As much as I don't like SGA, you can only hate him so much.
Yeah. And they'll be on the All-NBA team for sure, but for that award, I'm just not jacking that, man, because for me, we just said it earlier, like it's the usual suspects, and I'm tired of it. It's like, there's so much. Like, you can't keep talking about moving forward into the future, but yet the same motherfuckers is getting the award. No. And this year was the perfect time for that example. Like, yo, that young boy in San Antonio, yo, he doing his thing. If y'all saying he the future, then why not show it by giving him the biggest regular season award by giving him the MVP? That's how you show that you moving forward into the future, instead of giving the awards to the same people that's playing the same way that they've played in previous years. SGA is doing nothing different than he did last year, except for flopping like crazy now. That's the only thing that he's doing differently. Joker, triple-double machine. He's been doing that for the longest.
Hey, but he did
impress me with something else. Impress me by playing defense.
Well,
when you do that, then we talking.
Dray, you can't get
more history this year. He became first player in history to lead the league in rebounds and assists in the same season. Man, he did something different.
Yes.
He did something different.
And we can't. Let's be real too. We can't be disrespectful to consistency. That's saying, yo, those guys are very consistent. We can't disrespect the consistency.
I respect the consistency, but my whole thing is like, yo, like, there's a new wave that's here now. And it's not like they here and they just on the bus, just sitting there. They're actually driving the bus. And
I get that.
So it's like, yo, we gotta embrace that.
No, but Dray, I gotta call you out on this. You know Jaylen Brown's like 29 years old. Yeah, SGA's only 26.
I'm talking about no Jaylen Brown.
Oh, okay. Can you say like a new? I'm like Jaylen Brown's been
no.
I'm
talking about Wemby. I know how old Jaylen Brown is, but I'm talking about. I'm making my case for Wemby. Like, that shit's pissing me off. I'm offended by that.
I do think Wemby. We all, like Javon said, it can't be given, and I had changed my perspective. He's on track to be the face of the NBA just because his game, everything like that. He wants to be the face is clear, right?
You know, they don't want to give him that though.
He shouldn't be given that. He should have to take it. You have to go beat SGA in the postseason this year. I don't care if you.
I'm being the face of the league. They don't want it. They don't want him to be that.
Why not? He's the perfect candidate for it. He wants to be it.
He ain't American. We gotta get over that. They want an American to be the face of the league.
You know
we gotta get over that.
I agree with you. I agree. I'm just telling you how they feel.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably, but it's too late for that. I mean, David Stern, before he got up out of here, God rest his soul.
Yes, God bless the dead. Yes,
he already made this the EuroLeague 2.0, and Adam Silver then just went so far with it because that ball bastard had an original idea of his own, and if he does have one, it doesn't work out. It stinks. It's too late for that. I think they like Wemby though. Everywhere you look, they got him plastered up somewhere. I don't know about that. I don't think the league office would have an issue with Wemby being the face of the league.
I would hope not.
I'll be honest with you. If there's one person I would think the league would root for, listen, we all know who the class of the NBA is when it comes to franchises. They would love, because I mean the brothers got the complexion for the protection. They would love if it became Luka Doncic.
Oh, easily.
I knew that's who you was going with.
Number one pick. Hey, he's in LA. You know,
bingo. That's the one right there because of where he play at.
I mean, and you got to think the TV partners have a lot to do with this. I mean, the TV partners run sports. Look at Saturday's playoff schedule. I peeped it. Prime has a triple header. ABC has one game.
And the only game is the Lakers and the Rockets.
ABC choose the Lakers.
The Lakers and the Rockets.
Luka ain't going to play. Reeves ain't going to play. But since it's the Lakers with LeBron, Disney's going to go ahead and choose that game 10 times out of 10. When that's not the best game Saturday. Denver and Minnesota, which has been the best rivalry in basketball for the last 3 years.
Facts.
Meeting up again. Minnesota put them out the last time they met in the playoffs 2 years ago. That's the game of the night. If I'm a TV executive and I'm drafting the game, I'm taking that one. But the Lakers, it just rule everything, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I would say this, though, and it's not a face of the league conversation. Just to throw his name in there, I think the league would love Cooper Flag to.
Oh, now that's
emerge.
It don't get much better than
it'll get better. I think Cooper's the guy they would love. This American guy.
Where he's from, Maine?
He's from Maine.
And you went to Duke. You went to Duke.
Oh yeah, he's the guy.
Oh man,
he's the guy.
Somebody having trouble containing themselves right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
the NBA don't want Anthony. I'm thinking of American guys. Anthony Edwards.
But he already said he don't want to be. He said he already said he don't want to be.
His lifestyle.
He's about hooping.
Exactly. That lifestyle of his.
Yeah, can we talk about the lifestyle real quick?
You can't have a face of the league with multiple kids.
Multiple
moms. Want to do nothing for them either, but that's neither here nor there.
It's the kids that you're not taking care of. That's the thing.
It's not a right representation, man.
Let's talk about the one chick that's out there right now trying to get him for his cheese. We gotta stop with this. Just because I laid on my back and let you do your thing, I'm entitled to your money. Come on, man. That kid is entitled to Ant's money, not you. We got to stop this. The child support system, the welfare system back in the 80s and 90s, it's got to stop.
I'm going to keep it a buck. If I'm Ant and I got $1 billion on my schedule for my career or more, I got to be more protective of who I'm sleeping with unprotected. I got to keep it. You got $1 billion on your schedule, Ant, at least NBA money, $1 billion, a B.
Bro, you a target. You are a target.
Come on,
you don't got nobody around you telling you this. You don't got no OGs in your ear telling you, yo, yo, young boy, I need you to chill. Like, yo, you are playing in the league, bro. Like, these chicks, they know what they're doing. Like, they know what they're doing, and you falling right into that trap.
Yeah, he's wild.
That's what I'm upset with. It's like, yo, you don't got no OGs in your ear telling you anything, and you from the A. You should know better.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yo, forget the OGs part, bro. I'm telling y'all straight up. I got 2 homeboys that I'm straight asking. 2 homeboys with kids. Yo, what was you thinking when you dumped in her? I swear to God, right hand to God, I asked the question.
Exactly.
And it'll be another homeboy like, yo, what you doing? That's disrespectful. I said, no, if y'all really cared about him, y'all be asking the same question. And they be like, nah, Vaughn, right, bro? Nah,
you're 1,000% right.
Like, yo, if that's really your man. You're the most honest and tell the most brutal truth to the people you care about the most.
Simple as that.
And when
you don't tell them what they want to hear, you tell them what they need to hear.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's how you know somebody really cares for you the long way. Pause. So somebody got to be with Ann on that. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year. Are we giving Con Knipple any consideration?
I think it should be tied. I think we should do Grant Hill, Jason Kidd. I know that sounds like a cop out. I know. When I was looking at the list, I was like, yo, these guys are gonna be like, yo, Sean's copping a plea. But I think it should be a tie. I gotta be real. Think of an NBA race since Grant Hill, Jason Kidd that was this close.
Sean, I'm not even saying it's close, and I'm gonna go ahead and just quote my brother Charles Barkley on this one. You got bus riders, you got bus drivers. Cooper Flag is the bus driver, does way more than Con Knipple, had way less to work with on his team. That brother was being forced to play the point guard this year and had no business out there playing the one. The brother had 40 ball, 50 ball, went head to head with LeBron and won that game. Yo, come on. This ain't even.
No. I got to call you out, Dray. I got to call Javon out on this. I got to call him out on this. Javon has told me multiple times on this show about you need some white boys on certain teams to change the culture. Con Knipple is the biggest driver to change the culture.
I said Con Knipple, Ryan Calbrenner, and Liam McNeely were exactly what they needed when they got drafted. Yeah,
but the last 2 you named ain't Con Knipple. Con Knipple is the driving force of changing that culture in Charlotte. And they're winning, and they're a dangerous team come postseason time. You said it. I got to call you out on that. You need some white boys to change the culture. That team's been one of the best teams in the second half of the year. That team, he should be right there with Cooper Flag. He's changed the culture. You got LaMelo Ball, a team led by LaMelo Ball. We're like, oh shoot, that team's dangerous. You were talking about firing Charles Lee in beginning of January. Con Knipple turned it around. He's the driving force behind Charlotte. He's in the MVP conversation. It's not just a one and done conversation. Those are your words. I got to call my boy out. You just said hold your boys accountable. You just said that.
You ready for this?
I respect you using that at this time. That is a great counter argument in the court of law. But this ain't the most valuable rookie. This is just rookie of the year, the best player of the draft class.
We know that's Cooper, but you got to also count. Yo, it's not just you see how many 3-pointers he set the rookie for 3-point in a game, more 3-point in a whole season for a rookie. The boy can play.
Tell Connor for this? Point guard for the Hornets and go be their leading scorer.
He can't do that, but that's not
and
what
go be their leading scorer.
He's not supposed to do that. He's Klay Thompson.
So
that's
ain't
what he
in the
is.
same conversation as Cooper Flag then.
But doesn't mean who's the best player, who had the best year.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, Dray.
Dray, who you got? You're
all right.
Tiebreaker.
Cooper Flag gonna win Rookie of the Year, so there's no need to even debate that. He was the number 1 pick. He was very much hyped, and he's been killing it with Dallas. So there's no denying he's gonna be Rookie of the Year. So let's get that out of the way. Now, what I'm gonna say is, it may be controversial, but that's what I do. I honestly don't care. So y'all ready for this?
Come on.
I know he's going. Let's go ahead.
Knipple, the best player on the Hornets.
Woo.
Over B-Mill?
Who?
Over B-Mill? Over Brandon Miller?
LaMelo.
Because hold on. So Knipple's over, and so
he's the best player on the Hornets right now. Right now, for this second half of the season, he's the best player on that team.
He's changed the coach in the team.
Yes,
there's no question.
Yes.
There's no question about it. He's changed the culture.
Yes.
Player. Yo, Brandon Miller is out there getting boogie actually leading them to wins. We're doing this. Come on, y'all. No.
Yo, Connor is that good of a three. He's the best 3-pointer shooter to come to league since Stephen Clay. He's that good of a 3-point shooter.
He is.
Impact.
Is he the
best? If you on that type of level,
yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. He's on a different level.
I mean, come on, who we kidding here? Kidding here?
I agree with Dray. I would take, if you told me I like LaMelo and I like Brandon Miller, but do I love him more than like Con Knipple? I don't. I could completely agree. I would take those guys. I would not take LaMelo Ball over Con Knipple.
And I like Brandon Miller. I actually came to his defense yesterday because I had posted something on Threads because I was watching Get Up early in the morning and they was talking about something with the NBA playoffs, and then Shania Wumake, Andrea Carter, and that old hag Malika Andrews. She popped up on the screen or whatever, and I just posted something on Threads. I was like, Shania Wumake and Andrea Carter look amazing on that ESPN stage. I said that other person, we don't rock with her. So of course, you're gonna have those idiots say something like somebody in the comments, oh, see, we gotta stop us as black men, we gotta stop talking about our queens like that. I said, well, first of all, 2 of them is our queens. 1 of them ain't. I said, oh, he was like, oh, why would you say that? I said, check the track record on Malika Andrews when it comes to young black men, and then come back and talk to me.
ESPN machine. And you know who she married to.
I'm like, come back. I'm like, watch how she treat young black men and then come talk to me. Because Brandon Miller just happened to be one of those people that she tried to humiliate on live television the night he got drafted. And people were okay with that. And that's a black queen. I wish I would. Now, them other 2, Shanae and Andrea, love them. And it hurts me that Andrea Carter plays for the other team, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, but Malika Andrews, nah, she can stay far away over there because how she treats black men. And we not subscribing to that.
You just put me on the game with Andrea. Coach of the year. We know who it ain't. We're gonna talk about him next. But coach of the year.
Well, I'll go first. I'll say it's JB Bickerstaff. JB deserves coach of the year. Joe Mazzulla is really close though. It's 1 and 2, but you guys can go on those guys and talk about those guys. I'm just gonna say My boy Ty Lue better be in the top 5. He's done with the Clippers, even when they were trying to tank, and they're still. I think they finished like something ridiculous, 40-something and something to finish the year. After that bad start, he showed he can coach with the best of them. Let's put some respect on Ty Lue's name, but my pick is JB Bickerstaff.
Dre, who you got?
I was gonna be biased and say our coach, but I'm gonna go. I'll go JB. I'll go JB. He got them young boys in Detroit in prime position. And what's so crazy is last year in the playoffs, they did their thing with the Knicks. Absolutely. They did their thing with the Knicks. Absolutely. And I was telling people, I'm like, yo, this is not one of those 15 minutes of fame. This is not a one and done by Detroit. I said next year they're going to be a problem. Now, did I think they will be number 1? Absolutely not. And think about it. They was number 1 basically the whole year. Yeah. The whole year. Even without Cade. So you gotta give JB his props. You gotta give him that award. I know for some people, they like the awards don't mean much. Like, what was it? Bazula. Like, he just like, yo.
Joe don't care. He
don't care. He don't give a damn. Yeah. He don't care. For some coaches, I think they should care because they deserve their flowers. And JB Bickerstaff, what he got going with that Pistons team, deserves his flowers. So he should definitely be coach of the year. So I am in agreement with that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what that team was able to do with Donis Jenkins, and to be honest with you, I never thought Jalen Duren would be good enough to be a number 1 option. He stepped up in that role when Cade went down with that collapse lung.
Yeah.
And I mean, y'all know how I feel about Crumble Cookie, Mr. Tobias Harris. Even he looked decent for Detroit. I got to give JB his credit. I will say there's a name that y'all left out when it comes to needs to be in consideration. Sean, you just got on me about culture change in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. You got to go down to the Valley and look at how they changed that culture this year with Jordan Knott. I mean,
yeah. Good point.
They had so many players. I think they had 7 players average career highs in scoring this year. Best year Royce O'Neal's ever had. Best year I hate to call him my boy because he went to that blue school out on the main line, but best year Colin Gillespie's ever had. He's turned Grayson Allen into the best player he's ever been. Also, Gadaro, he keeps getting better and better. I got to give Jordan Knott his credit for helping to change that culture in Phoenix, get them right back to the play-in tournament. I mean, they were beating up on the Lakers at one point. All the Suns had to do was stay healthy, and they would have won the Pacific Division. So I got to give Jordan Knott his credit, man. That brother did a great job this season.
Yeah, they switched up their whole culture over there. That's another team I expected to. I'm like, man, Memphis has a good lottery pick. They're going to get a top 4 pick because Phoenix is going to. I give them a lot of credit. Culture changes matter, like we've seen in Charlotte and Phoenix. Just a couple players change, a couple coaches, whatever. It changes the culture. It can make you a competitive team. Shout out to Phoenix. I forgot about him.
Yeah, the Suns this year, it's another indictment on Kevin Durant's resume, if you ask me. But
absolutely,
you can't say too much about him or he'll start crying. Most improved player, I got Nickeil Alexander-Walker down in Atlanta. That brother's average just spiked through the roof, got himself a bigger role, and showed exactly what he could be. I think both candidates for that award are in Atlanta, between him and Jalen Johnson, to be honest with you. Those two, that Hawks team, it's funny, Sean, because you and I had them coming into the season at the top of the East, and they had to switch their team all the way up to get to that point and send their number 1 pick down to the G League. And still, here they are with a chance to upset the Knicks.
I live in Atlanta now, and they're finally getting excited about their team because they have the pieces.
Are you living in Atlanta now?
Yeah, I live in Atlanta. I moved here.
You do a lot of traveling. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, I do. But I live in Atlanta right now. But
okay.
If Atlanta, listen. I know, Dre, you're a big Knicks fan.
I'm not a Knicks fan. No.
Okay, good. All right, I have to say this.
No, Spurs fan, but I'm from New York, and I want them to succeed. I'm from New York. So I would love for the Knicks to do something.
I think
it's not at the expense of my Spurs, but go ahead.
I think Atlanta will give the Knicks trouble in the first round. I like the athleticism. I love that they're playing they don't really have a true point guard, so they're playing through Jalen Johnson, whose ability. He's my most improved player, by the way. He's going to be he could be a superstar. They have their core pieces around, and they got a potential draft pick. It's going to be a good time here in Atlanta for that for them go. If they hit on this draft pick and get a top 4 pick. Yo, I like it. In Kuminga, they have him playing like the 6-man athletic wing person. Yo, I really like that young team. That's going to be a team. They're going to give the Knicks problems in that postseason like Detroit did last year. Mark my words.
And I think that'd be a bad look for the Knicks.
Absolutely. I'm not a big fan.
The Knicks, if they were smart, they better win this series in either 4 or 5 games. Do not let this series go any further than that.
I think it goes 6 or 7. That's how much.
If it do that, ain't a good look for them. It's not, because you know who they got next.
And it pains me to say this because I don't like what he did to the NBA. But CJ's playing really good basketball in Atlanta. He's playing really good.
Got him right. Yeah. Because remember the first couple weeks, Hawks fans are ready to cut his head off, and then he
what happened? I'm lost.
CJ McCollum just was like, he was taking some bad shots. He was hogging the ball like. He just had disrupted the flow of that offense. And
no different than what he was doing in Portland.
I don't know what conversation they had that got him together, but he got him all the way together. And the Hawks have looked great ever since.
No, I think Dray was talking about this. I have a problem with CJ because of the CBA. Yeah. He was the leader of the Players Association. Okay. And I feel like the CBA I think it's not player friendly. I don't think it's team friendly. I think it's just a bad deal. I think it's putting teams like OKC. They develop all these good players, and now they can't keep any of them, like because of the luxury tax and stuff like that. I just think it's bad for basketball.
But let's say this though: we all give CJ all this flack. Somebody had to vote for CJ, and somebody had to vote for that CBA to get passed. That's why I really don't want to hear these cats complain about the 65-game rule. Y'all voted for it.
Good point. Good point.
Shut the hell up.
Shut up about it. Yeah, I agree. Dre, who's your most improved guy?
Jalen from the D.
Jalen Durham.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, he's gonna be in there. I forgot about him. I forgot about that. Great. That's actually a good call.
I'm not mad at that one at all.
For me, I'm about improvement, and that's what it's called, most improved player. And he improved on both sides of the ball. I'm big on defense. Yeah. I can't stand pick. I get it. The whole two-way thing, like that's a far gone conclusion. It ain't that many two-way players in the league anymore, whether it's NBA or WNBA. But you gotta try, like you gotta have some effort when it comes to defense. You don't gotta stop mofo all the time, but you gotta show some effort. And I like those type players. And Jalen is one of those guys for me. So for me, that's my most improved player. That's my most improved player. You can't go wrong with who said who they said.
I said Jalen Alexander. I said Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Sean said Jalen Johnson.
Me personally, I think this award was probably the toughest out of all of them.
Yes.
I think this one was the toughest out of all. Like you could flip a coin with this award. Everything else is like, okay, yeah, this person is the clear winner. Okay, yeah, this one is the what's the term I'm looking for? Damn.
The runaway, the dark horse, the close second.
Dark horse. That's what I was looking for. Because I'm thinking of wrestling, and you know how they say the Intercontinental title. That's that's like the dark horse title. So yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Appreciate it, because I had a brain freeze.
All right. Before we move on, all rookie team, I think we know is Flag and Knipple. But with them, I've got VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper. In my fifth, Derek, I love you. Keep putting on for the city. Maxime Reynaud was my first team All-NBA fifth guy. Maxime Reynaud, what he did with that Kings team, once they said, forget all these old heads that don't want to hoop, that brother went out there and balled out. And it's a shame he wasted his college career at Stanford, because you could see it when he was with the Cardinals. That brother's going to be a very good modern-day NBA big man. And he was getting out there this year, getting boogie. He was dropping 30-point double-doubles. Once Doug Christie said, yeah, forget that Zach LaVine stuff. I know Westbrook wants to play hard. I know DeRozan wants to play hard. I'm going to go ahead and give Neat Clifford some minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give my boy Devin Cardwell some minutes. And I'm letting this young fellow, Maxime Reynaud, start. Sabonis, you shut down for the year. And Reynaud did his thing. So they can move Sabonis this offseason and not lose any sleep about it. I don't know if anyone's going to take DeRozan's contract. We know no one's taking Levine's contract. So the Kings are stuck. I don't know why they're so beholden to Keegan Murray, but they have at least one piece moving forward, and that's Maxime Reynaud. That's a bad man.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I think that Doug Christie saves his job by developing some of those young guys. I think
that's exactly what kept him his job.
Yeah, he developed those young guys. I got to give him credit. And you know how much I don't like the Kings organization, but he's done a really good job with some of those young guys. I would do a lot of those team stats. yeah. They're still the Queens until they prove otherwise, but he deserves a chance.
Sacramento Queens
developing these guys.
All right. So I text my boy Dray, sent him my rundown for the week. Said, I know we need you for the W, but is there anything else you want to stick around? And that brother had two things. First was NBA awards, but most important, that brother wanted to talk about the departure of Glenn Rivers. The Bucks departed ways with their head coach after he went 97 and 103 in 3 years with Milwaukee. Missed the playoffs this year. Worst season they've had in more than a decade. And again, this is after firing Adrian Griffin for being 30 and 13. If that's not good enough to keep your job, I don't know what to tell you. We know Giannis was behind that, and now he's about to leave the organization. Sean, again, this is why we rock with Steve Bisciotti. You cannot let your players run your organization because they'll end up with stuff like this. Dre, your thoughts on Doc? They say he's not coming back to ESPN, at least not for this postseason. Thank you, because I don't need to hear his voice.
Instant karma. That's what this is. Instant karma. Because you summed it up the best way possible. You get rid of a coach that's 30 and 13, and then you bring in Doc Rivers, who for some strange reason, some odd reason, they keep putting this man on some pedestal like if he's one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NBA, which I think is a joke.
He's not. And he's going into the Hall of Fame.
The fact that he's in the Hall of Fame is a joke. Dave Chappelle can't write a better joke than this because it's ridiculous. We all know, and again, I did a video on this on my channel, Sportsway with Dray Day Podcast. Go check it out. This class right here, this year, there's only 3 people in that class that are true Hall of Famers. And that would be Candace Parker, that would be Elena Deladon, and Shamiqua Holtzclaw. Amari Stoudemire is not a Hall of Famer. He's in the Hall of Very Good. And Doc Rivers is not a Hall of Famer either. And then people were saying, oh, it's not an NBA Hall of Fame. It's a basketball Hall of Fame. So you got to contribute what he did on the court. What the fuck he did on the court? Y'all act like this dude was equivalent to Dominique when he played for the Hawks. Well, y'all act like he was equivalent to Kevin Willis and Spud Webb or whatever. No, he wasn't.
And whoever said that to you need their ass kicked because Doc got in as a coach. When you get in as a coach, it's literally only for what you did as a coach.
No. They're gonna factor both things in because that's why Grant Hill's in because they factor in not just his pro stuff, his college stuff.
Now Grant Hill, that's because he got in as a player. So you take in his full body of work. But for coaches, you only get in for what you did as a coach. Your playing career has nothing to do with you.
Even if it did, even if it did, he wasn't a stud on the court any damn way.
Yeah. So I don't know where that comes from, but no.
Again, like these are people that are uninformed.
Yes.
These are people that just have phones and just love to, speak and just give comments when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But what kills me about Doc Rivers is that he could get these countless opportunities to be a head coach. It's a shame, and I actually said this to my girl a few days ago. It's a shame that Doc Rivers is going to be more known for his chokes in the playoffs, being up 3-1, which he got about 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I know he got one with Orlando, and he got a couple with the Philly. He got a couple with Philly, and I think he had one with the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He
will be forever known for those 3-1 chokes in the playoffs than that one championship he won in Boston that he's still living off of for almost 20 years.
Hey, can I talk to my New York brothers real quick about this one? Because y'all know me as a Lakers fan, I'm taking the opportunity I can to talk about that team in green. Don't no team except that 2016 Cavs team with bald ass Richard Jefferson and sorry ass Channing Frye. I don't know one team.
And Iman Shumpert.
Shump actually, I'm fine with Shump. I think he just talks basketball and his role on that team. And his role was very important. So I'm cool with Shump. I'll leave him out the list.
Yeah, I like Shump. I like Shump.
And actually, ESPN needs more Iman Shumpert because that brother's damn good.
I like him.
None of that.
I like him.
But back to the point, Sean. Back to the point. Because we talked about this before. No teams but those two talk more highly and more braggadocious about one singular championship than anyone ever. Yo, I would hope, because anybody gets in the Hall of Fame these days, right?
Yeah, that's the disgusting part.
I would hope that a team with 4 Hall of Famers in the starting lineup, if Rondo ever gets in, beats a Lakers team that had Pau Gasol for half a season, Bynum hurt, Kobe messed up fingers, nothing on the bench that compared to what Boston had. I would hope you won that series. I would hope you got a championship out of that unit. You went back to the finals one more time after that. And what happened? We got up in that ass because we actually had Pau Gasol for a full season and went back to back on you. And then LeBron started getting up in your ass for the next 3 years after that and made you send Paul and KG and Jason Terry to Brooklyn. So I don't know one team that talks more about one championship than that Celtics team, but it makes me itch. It's ridiculous. And Doc Rivers' whole legacy is built off that team. Again, Lakers fan here. I remember the Clippers. I used to call them the Bengals of the NBA. Because remember Marvin Lewis's Bengals, they used to always get into the playoffs. They probably
one and done.
Every now and then they beat the Ravens and Steelers out for the AFC North chip. And they lose in the wild card every year. When Vinny Del Negro was coaching the Clippers, when Chris Paul first got there, and they had Chauncey for a season, the Clippers used to go out in the first round every year. They used to call them the Bengals of the NBA. They went ahead and traded for Doc Rivers to change that. And if they won a first round series, they got embarrassed in the second round. His best year with the Clippers was with Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Patrick Beverly because there was no expectations, and Tobias Harris. Then you go to Philly, you do jack squat over there. And my issue with Doc is how he got the Bucks job. He backdoored Adrian Griffin. What y'all mean Doc had been an advisor for them behind the scenes for the whole season? And then when you fire the dude that's 30-13, Doc gets the job. He gets called up off the ESPN desk. If that ain't some bull, man, come on, man. Come on. He deserves everything that went wrong in Milwaukee. And you know what? I got to go see if the quote's real, but somebody said, they're saying Sean Sharani was on McAfee the other day, or yesterday, saying, hey, if they were worried more about what they had going on instead of being mad at me for accurate reporting, maybe somebody would be in a better position right now. I don't know if he actually said that, but if he did, hey, Sean, I'm standing right with you. Because everything Shams reported turned out to be true. And Doc and Giannis, for some reason, just kept it like they had some beef with him. And like he was lying about something. When Shams didn't do nothing but tell the truth. So what y'all saying? Like, hey, Travis Hunter, I hope you take this lesson from, was it Tony Jefferson who was talking to him? Somebody put out the report that he's going to be full-time corner this year. Mm-hmm. And Travis like, where you hearing that from? Who told you that? And then one of the safety, I think it was Tony Jefferson. He was like, oh, young fella, no, trust me. They just ain't told you yet. Welcome to the NFL. we report, we don't make stuff up. We get fired for that. We heard something, trust me. It came from somebody in your organization. Now, if not, we heard something. If we report something, it came from somebody in your organization.
Right.
Either you don't want it out or you haven't heard yet. But I got news for you, brother. It's the truth. So, yeah, these Bucks, they got everything. Everything that's coming to them, they deserve it.
Yep.
The years,
I love it.
the decade-long rebuild, the not being able to get anything for Giannis because he's old, hurt, and it's going to be a rental this year. Just no assets, no pieces to build around. This is going to be excruciating, and they deserve every single bit of it.
Preach.
I would say this.
I love what's going on in Milwaukee. I love it.
I would say this, John. I got to call you out on this again. My bad, man. The Lakers title in 2020 is the most overhyped title because those guys make it seem like it's the toughest title in NBA history.
I said I've never heard one team talk about one championship the way Boston does.
Yeah.
John, literally this week we just heard Anthony.
I understood what he meant.
This week we just heard Anthony Davis say, "I don't feel like a champion after that bubble run." So
you watch the whole podcast, though. You watch the whole podcast?
No, but
he said that was the hardest championship to ever win. He said that on
absolutely.
I don't think so. Oh, come on. They didn't travel. They didn't do any of that crap. That was not the hardest NBA title.
Oh, I didn't want to be in the 5-star.
Yeah,
come on.
You're secluded, bro. You're secluded. You're secluded in the area for a whole time.
They wasn't at Rikers Island. They wasn't at Rikers. Come on, come on, man.
They wasn't at Rikers Island.
And Dray, let me tell you why I'm trying to get that secluded stuff. They got to spend the summer at Disney World.
Yeah,
and they got to bring some family with them.
Yeah.
Drake, I'm freezing my ass off in the middle of nowhere named Syracuse, stinking New York, with nobody that I know.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that.
Come on, millionaires. Come on.
So you agree with Sean?
Yeah, no fans in the arena. That's open gym hoops. Any NBA player will tell you that's the best situation, man. Drake, bums go to the Chris Brickley runs because it's open gym hoops and look great. Go to the NBA season. No, you ain't doing nothing you showed us in the Brickley runs or the Rico Hines runs.
Yep, you know what? You're right. Because now that I think about
it, in open gym hoops.
Yeah, that's the easiest chip.
Nothing but play ball. That's an easy ass championship.
No.
The Lakers were the best team that year, though. I give them credit, but let's give them credit for that. But saying that was the hardest championship, that's the most overhyped championship I've ever seen in my life. That's all I'm saying.
We forget the real criticism in real time that all three of us said. I remember this vividly. All three of us on our respective platforms said the asterisk on that title is how long of a break the Lakers got. Because if that season goes continuously, we all know there's no guarantees that Anthony Davis stays healthy.
Yes.
And then the next year, remember, all four teams from the previous Final Four got hurt.
Yeah.
The Lakers, their one injury was Anthony Davis, and that's the only reason they lost to the Suns. And the season was.
I do remember that.
So that's the asterisk. Hey, AD, the asterisk comes from you because if that season doesn't get stopped, history tells us you would have went down, and that would have changed that whole Lakers team.
One other thing, and I'll say something about that. The only teams that should be able to, I see them all on TV that I respect is those Patriots teams and those players. They could talk. They won a lot. Yes. But I don't respect, I agree with you, Javon. Some of the Celtics players talking all the time, those Cavs players, Patriots players.
Especially Burke. Yo, this dude do a lot of flexing. Like, bro, what did you do to contribute to this championship, bro?
Exactly.
Like, what did you do? Like, Paul Pierce, I get it. You got a reason to talk. KG, come on now. Like, that's KG. He definitely has a reason to talk. Rondo, Rondo's my dude. That's my man. And again, if they're gonna throw Amari in the Hall of Fame, then Rondo should get in. Honestly,
absolutely.
If that's the precedent we put in, then go ahead, put Rondo in. Put him in.
Absolutely. There's no question he's
to prove it.
And he was a better postseason player.
And it was a time where he was one of or the best point guard in the league.
Yes.
Yes.
There was never a year Amari was the best power forward in the league.
There was a good 3-year stretch where if you came to me about point guards, because this is when the league was starting to change. It hadn't gotten there yet. But Kyrie and Dame and Steph were just getting in. Well, Kyrie and Dame were just getting into the league, and Steph was just coming into his own. there was a time where if you asked me my top 3 point guards, it went Chris Paul, Rondo, and Mike Conley Jr.
No Tony Parker?
No Darren Williams?
Hold on. Y'all gotta think. Darren Williams had left for Brooklyn at this point. And now Tony Parker was always in that conversation too. Tony's
better.
I think Shaq,
like, don't forget my man TP9 now.
Shaq described Tony Parker one way when I was a kid that changed my whole look on basketball, and is why I hate these fake ass combo guards now. He said, "Yo, is Tony Parker solid when he out there getting you 20 and 10, 20 and 12? Sure. But that ain't when he at his best, and that ain't when the Spurs are at their best. Tony Parker and the Spurs are at their best when Tony Parker's out there scoring and giving you 25, 26 with about 7 assists. And I looked, and I was watching, I said, you know what? He is right. Because when he's doing all the passing, life gets real easy on Derek Fisher. But when Tony Parker out there trying to score, he would go out there and bust Fisher's ass and make it a long night for the Lakers. I'm like, you know what? That's why I don't understand the hate towards inside the NBA. When I tell you Turner Sports taught me everything I know about basketball as a kid, I just don't get the hate, man. I don't.
And Tony Parker.
I miss inside the NBA because this shit that's on ESPN now, I can't subscribe to it.
We'll see what the playoffs look like.
It was so much better on TNT, man.
Yeah.
We'll see what the playoffs look like, because the problem is they only were on for like Saturdays for the last part of the season. So they had to get rushed off of ABC for late night news. We'll see what the playoffs when they're on actual ESPN, hopefully, if they actually get to do their real post-game show. Because Sunday they were on ESPN and got to do their actual show. And it was pretty damn good. So I hope ESPN is smart for these playoffs and says after the game, switch over to ESPN for Inside the NBA, so they don't have to rush them off the air for late news.
Yeah, because the way it worked this year, it ain't it. It can't go. It can't keep going like this.
No.
And actually, another point about Tony Parker. Tony Parker, out of all those point guards named, was actually the best player on a championship team. Yes, he was the best player. Yeah. Even that year, Kawhi won the Finals MVP. So,
and in 07, when they beat the Cavs, he was the best player.
Yeah. So he was the best player on a championship team. So we got to.
It was officially his team after that Finals. Yes,
exactly.
Terrible teammate, great player.
We don't even want to get to that. we don't even want to go there. We don't even want to go there, bro. No.
Worst teammates of all time, Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Not good teammates. All right, just real quick on Doc. Doc deserved what he could. He just like the karma you guys talked about. He deserves everything he got with that situation. Milwaukee deserved everything they got in that situation, firing Griffin. Because you could have just kept Griffin and you got the same results if you wanted to. You destroyed the team. I give Javon credit on this part. He said, don't trade Drew Holiday for Dame and blah, blah, blah. Destroy that team. You called it. It was a horrible decision.
I knew that wasn't going to work.
I never seen two teams. Wait, I just got to say, I never seen two teams dismantle their championship level teams quicker than the Phoenix Suns when they went to the finals and the Milwaukee Bucks and they went to the finals. I never see two teams that were final teams dismantle their team over a 3-year period badly like those two teams. Doc and the Bucks and Giannis deserve everything they get. That's it.
Dre, I was doing this pod. I remember the day. I said, Sean, we just watched the Olympics where Drew Holiday literally took Damian Lillard's minutes.
Right.
And you're going to trade him for that guy? I just proved I'm better than him. And you're going to trade me? That's crazy. But Sean, I'm glad you brought up Adrian Griffin again, because there's going to be some openings this offseason, right? He needs another job.
He does. He deserves an opportunity. An opportunity, yes.
30 and 13? Yo, it's real simple. The Wizards need to get rid of that clown Brian Keith and bring in Taylor Jenkins. But Orlando, who needs to get rid of Jamal Mosley, that needs to be Adrian Griffin's opportunity right there.
I actually would bring him back to Milwaukee. I'm gonna be honest. I thought about that when he
coming back to work for y'all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't even want to come back here.
Y'all can kiss the entirety of my black ass.
That's like being with a chick that broke up with you, and now things didn't work with her new man, and now she want to spend the block with you. No, thank you. Nah.
Nope. Yo, hold on, you guys. You let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. This is my thing.
There's nothing to finish.
No, yo, Dray, let me say this.
I'm gonna allow you to laugh.
I don't know what happened. I would say is the only reason I would give him the opportunity is back in Milwaukee is this. I felt like he wasn't ready to take that type of job anyways. He needs to be developing with a younger team. So if you say Washington, I'm for Washington. I don't think Orlando. I think Orlando's a step. They're ready to contend with the pieces around them. Even though Paolo and Franz, I don't know what happened to them this year. I don't know if they stopped developing, whatever the case would be. So even
Paolo, go look at his Paolo hoop this year. Paolo, when he got back from that groin injury, that oblique, Paolo was hooping this year. The problem is, again, Sean, like I said, I don't think Jalen Suggs is an everyday starting point guard, which is what they have Anthony Black for. And they moved Suggs over there to the 6th man. But I just don't, you know how I feel. I don't think Paolo and Franz work. I really don't.
They got to fix something out over there in Orlando because they have too much talent. They haven't developed to the place I thought. And you might be right. Paolo had a good year, right? But did he take the step? Evan Mobley, Paolo, Banchero, I thought they were going to take another step this year. Those guys did not take another step. And I
think Mobley regressed.
Yes, Duran has surpassed Mobley this year.
Yeah.
If someone told me that at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? I wouldn't believe that. Like, I thought he would take the step to being one of those guys, and he just didn't. But that was my point on Griffin. I agree. If he don't want to go back to Milwaukee, he don't have to go back. But I do think him in like Washington, one of those places he could develop with those guys, not have expectations of winning. That's why I wouldn't do it in Orlando.
I think Washington might be expecting. You wouldn't got Trae Young and Anthony Davis. I think you might be expecting to win in the East.
Yeah, the delusional Wizards fans think they're going to expect to win. But that team, Anthony Davis and Trae Young, how many games are they going to play?
I might act it.
How many? Bob Carrington and Trey Johnson and Alex Sarr, you ain't rocking with the Wizards, man. Kashawn George had a great year.
Absolutely. And Anthony Davis says something about him. But first of all, I agree. Brian Griffin, Keith, whatever his name is, he need to go. But you tell me Anthony Davis is going to play 75 games. He's going to play like the last year he played in the Lakers. They're postseason players.
Anthony Davis might be 50 games a year for the rest of his career.
Whew. Making 100 and something million. I ain't mad at him. 200 something million.
Dray, how your mic working over there? I see it lit up again.
What's going on? It might be all right. He might be good.
Yeah, my mic keep acting up. It keeps going off and on.
All right, it sounds good right now. So let's take advantage of it while it is. Oh no, I see. I think it's dying. Yeah. Because when it lights up, it's on. All right. So, Dray, before the mic give out on you, we got to get.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna give out again.
We got to get you what we brought you here for. The WNBA offseason got very much hurried up this year due to the labor strike and Kathy Engelberg. The whole, would you ask me about my future as commissioner if I were a woman? If I were a man. Yes.
Shut up. Shut up.
You are a terrible commissioner. Yes, we would have asked you about it. Like, what are you talking about?
We gotta stop using these genders and color things. If you ain't good, you ain't good. That's it.
Bro, Adam Silver and Roger Goodell get asked these questions all the time.
He ain't good. She sucks. I didn't even see that. That pisses me off because I'm a woman. Shut up. You're just not good.
You stink.
You stink.
I can't wait for Dray to get back in here because I know he's gonna invite into her. Bro, like,
what the hell?
No player of yours speaks any type of positive of you. And the way you handle the sale of the Connecticut Sun. Ridiculous. So they couldn't go to Boston and keep their franchise. But they can get sold to an NBA owner just because he's an NBA owner. And pretty much have a Bobcats pulled on him to where you're no longer the Connecticut Sun. We're bringing back the Houston Comets.
And it didn't work in Houston the first time, Javon. And
Houston, they had a dynasty. They had a dynasty down there.
Not. I'm talking about attendance-wise, business-wise.
No, yeah.
It didn't work. And you have Boston. That's the guy wanted to buy him, bring it to the best sports town in the country, and you didn't want to bring it there. Does that make sense?
Women's basketball is way more prevalent in the Northeast
and then
than
from Connecticut
in the Southwest.
Business-wise, again, I'm glad. I love Houston. Great, one of my favorite top 3 cities in the world. That places I've been to. But come on, I'm smart enough to know. If I'm the commissioner, you're smart enough to know. We want them in Boston. It only makes sense. We want them in Boston. Simple as that. So just based off those things, and then you have your players going against you, like, you stink. It's not because you're a woman. It's not because you're white. It's not because of anything. You just suck. You just are horrible at what you do. So we want someone in who could do the job better. That's it. We got to start this whole, not everything is about color or race, or about gender. It's about, can you do the job? You cannot. We talk about, we're black. Jamal Mosley. He ain't doing the job in Orlando. He got to go. He got to go. Mike Tomlin, we would say this for, 5 years now? He got to go. I don't care about color sometimes, boy. I know in appropriate situations, but to say that when someone's asking you about you haven't done a good job. So that's a fair question. It wasn't about a woman question. Us from the outside looking in could be like, we're fans. You haven't done a good job. And simple as that. I that just gets me worked up because it's like, no, that's scapegoating what your lack of competency in that situation.
Yeah. Dre, what did you think of Kathy Engelbert up on that podium yesterday?
Oh, we can't hear him.
No. Unmute yourself. All right, there you go.
Yeah, man, my damn mic. I guess it's dead. I don't know. I haven't charged that motherfucker since I bought it.
That's why.
But yeah. So, what was your take on Engelbert up at the stand yesterday with the whole? Would you ask me that question if I were a man?
Say it again.
What did you think of Commissioner Engelbert up on the stand yesterday with the whole, would you ask me that question if I were a man, when she was asked about her future as commissioner of the W?
I'm surprised her ass didn't get booed. That's what I was kind of that's what I was kind of hoping would have happened when she came out. I was kind of hoping that she would have got the treatment that Roger Goodell get.
Yeah.
But obviously they was cheering her on. I guess they was so much looking forward to that first pick or whatever. I'd definitely gave her that Roger Goodell treatment because she definitely deserves to get booed. And as far as her being a commissioner, I think it's about, well, I mean, I don't think she's in contention yet because she's still playing, but I think Madam President needs to be in the conversation. NECA.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. So
damn, speaking of giving a player commissioner.
No. When she's done playing.
No, I'm just saying even that, like for her to work her way up to commissioner. I can see the being the head of the PA, but being the commissioner, that's all. They usually give.
Because they don't even give that to TV executives or somebody who's used to generating money and handling contracts and stuff like that.
Well, it's usually someone with a law degree or something, lawyer background or something. So that's just history. Yeah.
So you brought up Nneka Ogwumike, going back to LA, right?
Yeah.
Kelsey Plum, that's my dog right there. So to avoid the California millionaire tax, she literally signed 1 year, $999,999 dollars. Kelsey a fool, man.
That's bad funny.
That was hilarious when I read it. I was like, damn, they ain't even give a full milk. But then when I heard the backstory, then I get it. Like, okay, you didn't want to take the Supermax because you want to help out with, getting players, but nine. I said, okay, Kelsey. Petty, but I like it.
Then they've got Cam Brink coming back. And then they trade Rickea Jackson to Chicago. So we'll start with how you're feeling about the Sparks. And then we'll get to Chicago because Sean and I spoke a little bit about the Sky last week. And it's going to be real funny turning that conversation around this week. So with the Sparks, what you got for me?
I actually like the Sparks team. And I like the fact that De'Erica Hamby was not leaving, which I wasn't sold on her leaving anyway. I knew that they was going to re her up. And I love the fact that she's so petty. And when she made the announcement, I don't know if y'all saw her IG, she had a jersey of the Aces and she had a jersey of, I think Toronto. I think those were the two jerseys that was hanging, in her locker. And then a video just popped up and just said that, oh, she's going back to LA or whatnot. I'm glad that they kept her, obviously. So now you got Kelsey Plum. Now the whole dynamic with her and Ariel Atkins, I'm a little iffy with. I'm a little iffy with that. But I'm eager to see how that plays out. Cameron Brink is looking to be 100% healthy. And that's a dangerous that's dangerous right there because that girl, her defense is just top notch. So I can definitely see the Sparks improving a lot more than they did last year. I can say that much. Now, the draft pick that they picked up with Latson, I'm mad that it took her that long to get drafted. But if she can learn a little something from Kelsey Plum, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But if we're gonna be honest, I think her going to South Carolina kind of messed up her draft stock. If we're gonna be honest, because you was playing at Florida State and you was killing it, you might have been a lottery pick. But the fact that you sacrificed your career and you sacrificed your numbers to go to South Carolina to compete for a championship, that kind of messed up your stock. But hey, it is what it is.
I think in that case, it probably prepares you better for the W. Because you're going to learn how to play some winning basketball playing with them. And I think that's going to go a long way for her to be able to make an impact early in her career. I look at the Sparks. I don't see why they can't be the second best team in the West behind the Aces. Until Asia Wilson's no longer the best player in basketball, I cannot bet against the Aces to not be the best team in the Western Conference. I don't see why the Sparks can't be number 2. I don't see why the Sparks can't be one of the last 4 teams remaining in the WNBA playoffs this year. And I think the X factor is, like you said, Cameron Brink. That is the best shot blocker in the W right now, for my money. You come down to her paint, you leaving out with something you didn't go in there with. It's that simple. So you add the offensive firepower they already have, and you got somebody you can funnel to on defense. You're going to be a real tough draw. Now with Chicago, Dray, last week, they go ahead and trade Miss Baltimore herself, Angel Reese. And Sean had to stop me because I was getting on. I'm like, so when she says she doesn't want to be stuck with a franchise that doesn't want to win, and boom, 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 your response is trading her? Oh, man, no, you can't go there. Then Sean's like, hold on, look at the haul they got for her. They robbed Atlanta. And then this week comes and they build the exact kind of roster that Angel was talking about. Just like that, Chicago's got a squad. Talk to us about the Sky.
I was on a podcast yesterday. Shout out to my man Snowman. And we was talking about how last year the Sparks might have been the team of the baddies, right? It's looking like Chicago might now have that title. It's looking like Chicago might have that title for team with the baddies. But I will say this though, I like the Chicago team. I do. And if they thought Angel Reese was a problem, now they about to get a hold of Skylar because Skylar ain't coming there to bullshit.
She ain't.
If they Skylar is not there for no bullshit. But I actually do like this Chicago team. And the pickup that they made last night in the draft, Hawkins from UCLA, I like that move. Because me personally, on my draft board, I had Flau'jae going. But then when I thought about it, I was like, okay, Hawkins is good. She can score. She can defend. She could be like your little, how can I call it? Like your spark plug that can ignite the squad. So I actually enjoyed and actually like the move that they made with Hawkins. Cardoso, I love me some Camila Cardoso. I just need her to be more assertive. I need her to put her height to her advantage. Like, it's like when she get the ball in the paint, it's like she's scared that she's going to step on somebody. I need her to be a little bit more aggressive. Like, she gives me that Dwight Howard vibe, like always joyful. No, I need you to put pain on some of these girls. Use your height to your advantage, baby girl. Use your height to your advantage. So now we gonna really get to see what she's made of. Because listen, there was a lot of people out there because the first year I kind of thought her and Angel didn't mesh. That's how I felt the first year. But now we're gonna really get to see what she's made of, and now we're gonna see why they drafted her number 3rd.
All right, I got 2 more for you here. I was listening to your podcast, and you were not the biggest fan of the idea of reuniting the couple of Paige Bueckers and AZ Fudd.
Nope.
You thought Dallas had bigger needs, and Dallas still went ahead and drafted AZ first last night.
Mm-hmm.
Talk your talk.
All right. When they did the draft lottery a few months ago, once it was clear that Dallas was getting the number 1 pick, I already knew where they was going.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder could have predicted what was going to happen. Now, this whole weekend, I was tossing and turning. Like, even me and my girl was having conversations on who should Dallas draft. Then they made some moves in free agency. They picked up Shepard from Minnesota. They picked up Elena Smith from Minnesota. So I'm like, all right, okay, cool. They picked up some bigs. So, okay, maybe I can stand down on the Lauren Betts and our fam aspect. So I'm like, all right, cool. They got their bigs. They still need a guard, though. Then we get the draft night. And I'm sitting there at work, and I'm, trying to knock out my work. In fact, I stopped my work just so I could watch the draft, at least for a full half hour before I go back to work. And as soon as the draft started, I said to myself, watch, they're going to pick AZ. They're going to pick AZ. And once her name got called, I just, I went for a walk around the corridor. Because I'm like, I knew they was going to do this. Like, I knew they was going to do this because if you already made moves with guard, if you already made moves with your bigs, you now need a guard. The best guard to pick in this draft was Olivia Miles because she's a bona fide point guard.
Ooh.
Paige is not a bona fide point guard.
No, I don't like that either. I think what Indiana does with Caitlin Clark and what Dallas does with Paige Bueckers, I'm not a fan of it. I think they both need to be off the ball and free to just go score. I'm with you on that. Paige is from the Kobe Bryant school of getting buckets. Stop making her run the 1 guard. Get her a point guard and just let her go worry about giving you help. I'm with you on that 200%.
But let's keep it real here. Let's not fake the funk. Let's not sugarcoat. We know why they made this move. We know why they made this move.
Oh boy,
this was not a basketball move. This was a business move. Paige brings asses in seats. She did that for Dallas last year. And now you bring in the people's princess, AZ Fudd. And again, obviously, listen, they scissoring together. We know that already. That also plays a role in why she got drafted here. Now, I'm not saying that as if, she's a scrubber, she can't play. I know AZ Fudd could play. She got game. But for my liking, from a basketball move, because what they did was a business move. I don't care what they try to say. From a basketball move, if you already made your way with your bigs, if you already took care of that, if you need a guard, the best guard to pick in this draft was Olivia Miles. It wasn't AZ Fudd, but we know why they drafted her.
So
you can't be slick to a can of oil, and I know why they made that move.
So are you saying Olivia Miles is a better player than AZ Fudd or a better fit for Dallas than AZ Fudd?
That's interesting.
Because if you're saying she's the better player, I might have some pushback, but I could understand where you're coming from. But
I say she's the better pick for Dallas.
All right, yeah,
the better pick for Dallas.
I agree with you.
I would never take anything away from AZ Fudd. I love AZ Fudd. I love AZ Fudd. I want to express that a lot. I love AZ Fudd, but just for this pick, no. Me personally, I felt Minnesota and possibly Seattle was a better look for her than Dallas. But again, we know why she went there. We know we know we know why she went there. And it is what it is.
Sean, are you a fan of the couples teaming up in the W?
I love it. I love it because when you're that bad, I'm a big believer in this. If you're that bad, you got to go with the best player available. I fit, and I know what you guys are saying about point guards, but in this day and age of basketball, the best player has the ball in their hands. They want the usage rates to be 25 or above, right? That works in the NBA. That's what they do in the WNBA. It's just the way it goes. That traditional point guard, traditional two guard, that is gone. That's out the way. But I like the move, and she's the best player in the draft. And shout out to her, getting $500,000 off of the first rip. Jeez, the WNBA taking care of the rookies this time around. But I like the move. I think it's the best fit. And at the end of the day, you want your franchise player to be happy in the place they're at. She's gonna bring a girl there. You probably like, hey, who do you want? You're gonna talk to? She's a franchise level player. She's gonna be one of the best players in the W. You're gonna go to her and be like, who do you want there? Because the goal is to keep her there long term. So I'm gonna go take a girlfriend and bring her with no more pick, and the girlfriend can play. It's not that the girlfriend is bad. The girlfriend can play. So
yes, she can. They can play. They definitely can play.
It makes sense.
I'm gonna say this: when that offense gets to a point that they need someone facility, I do think those two can play the wings together, and they can go get a one guard eventually. I think that's going to happen. But I'm gonna say this: Paige Beckers, you're now on Joe Burrow watch. What do I mean by that? and Giannis watch, because everywhere he forces his brother onto that roster, and that brother is hot garbage. Hey, if things don't work out, you get frustrated with where the team is, just remember, you requested this pick. You're mad that the offense is dysfunctional or you got to do too much to get your own bucket. You requested this. I'm not a fan of the couples being on teams in the W. I'll be honest.
Me either. And I've been said that.
If and when it goes south,
Listen, yeah, I'm not jacking couples on the same team, and I don't care how that sounds.
Women are petty. I don't want to deal with a lesbian breakup in my life. I gotta be honest with you. I can't imagine that being any types of good for team chemistry whatsoever. No.
Like they had a lot of success. They had a lot of success at UConn. You're now playing grown ass women. Like y'all gonna have some growing pains in that locker room. Trust and believe. Now, granted, they made some key moves, and I commend them for it. But what's gonna happen if they mess around and have a 5-game loser streak? That ain't something that they're accustomed to. Not together, at least. How that tension gonna be feeling in that locker room when y'all got like a 5-game losing streak or whatnot?
I do agree with this. I prefer not to do business with my girl. Like, that's just me personally. I'd rather do something separate outside of my girl because emotions become involved and it's just not just business. If I'm doing business with you guys, it's just business. So I get that part, right? And I didn't even think about that when Javon just said it. what happens if they do break up? I didn't think about that because this
What?
is if Beckers and Fudd break up and they go.
You know, that's there's a rumor out there that they actually did. There's a rumor out there that they did.
Okay, so yeah, so
it's a rumor.
There's a rumor out there, but she was there smiling. Her girl, that's I gotta say. But
me personally, I think, not to cut your wisdom. Me personally, I think, like it's like it seemed weird between them yesterday, but at the same token, I think it was more so of Paige wanting to give her moment. Like, yo, I'm like, yeah, like don't put the camera on me, don't show me, like let her have her moment. Like, yeah, don't make this about me. I honestly think that's what it was more so about.
But you guys know the W more than me. Was she the best player in the draft?
Who, AZ Fudd?
Yeah.
Me personally? No.
Yeah. Okay. Javon?
Who was your number one?
My number one was Lauren Betts. She was my number one. But then when I thought about it, but then when I thought about it, when Dallas made all the moves they made, then I'm like, okay, I'm okay with her not going to Dallas now because of the moves they made. Because I think she's gonna do well in Washington. I think she's gonna do well there. And then you bring a UCLA teammate with her. You still got her and Kiki and Sonia Citron gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And then remember, Javon, you know this, Shakira Austin. She didn't go to Toronto. Washington matched that offer. Yeah. So she's still gonna be on that team. So you got Lauren you got Elle Betts at the 5. You can put Shakira Austin at the 4. Kiki can now go to the 3. Citron could be your point guard. Now they might have to they're gonna have to work on that off guard position, but Washington is gonna be something. Yeah, they're gonna be a problem for these teams in the W. So I thought Lauren Betts was the best player in the draft behind Olivia Miles, but when Dallas made the moves they made, then I was okay with Elle Betts not going to Dallas. I actually thought she was gonna go number 2. So when Olivia Miles got picked number 2, that took me by surprise. So then I'm like, oh, Betts is definitely going to 3. She's definitely going to Washington because Seattle wasn't going to draft her because they already got Malunga.
I thought Olivia Miles was the best player in this draft because she got away from handing her doggo this year and did her own thing at TCU and carried that team to new heights. And was asked to do more than AZ Fudd, was asked to do more with than Lauren Betts, and did more with less individually. So I did think she was number one. Dray, before we get you out of here, I got to ask you about the 2 Johnsons, Flau'jae and Raven. Raven Johnson getting paired up with Caitlin Clark.
I thought you was going to say Tessa Johnson and Raven Johnson. Go ahead.
So your thoughts on all 3 then. Talk to me then.
Tessa, I love me some Tessa Johnson. Me personally, I felt she was the best scorer on South Carolina. Now, yes, she had her moments where she wasn't herself, I guess you could say. But then again, in that South Carolina system, you know, this is not where it's like, I'm going to be the main attraction. I'm going to be the main attraction. So I get it. So I can't wait to see what she does in her senior year next year at South Carolina. As far as the Johnsons that are now in the W, Flau'jae, I had her going number 5 with the Sky. When I saw that she didn't go there, I was like, her draft stock fell because of her mother. Do y'all remember that video that her mother made after they lost to South Carolina?
Refresh my memory on this one, because I remember.
Okay, they lost. I think it was Valentine's Day. They lost Valentine's Day to South Carolina, where Flau'jae choked at the end of the game, but she missed 2 key free throws. Her mother made a video. I think it was either Sunday and it was posted on Monday.
Yeah.
Where she basically was saying that how Flau'jae is winning in life. She's doing better than the South Carolina girls. I'm paraphrasing, and she was like how, my daughter don't need the WNBA. The WNBA need her. I said, whoa. See, this is the problem when these parents want to live vicariously through their kids. What you don't realize is you put a target on your daughter's back and she ain't even getting the league yet. Because Without that video being made, I'm almost certain Flau'jae would have been a top 5 pick. But because of your big mouth and you just wanted to live vicariously through your daughter, you had her drop all the way to 8. But it could be a blessing in disguise because she now goes to a Seattle team because she got traded last night. She got drafted by Golden State, but then got traded to Seattle. This might be a good look for her because you got our fam, who's a dope player from Spain. Malunga is going to be a problem in the W. If she can muster up what she did in Unrivaled and what she did in the W, she's gonna be a problem. And then you add Flau'jae to that, and now she can learn a little something from Natisha Hydeman, who was, at Minnesota. I actually like the move with Flau'jae going to Seattle than opposed to the Bay. Because let's be real, the Bay is probably a lot more distractions than Seattle. And remember, she's this inspiring rapper that wants to be an athlete and rapper, which I'm okay with. But it's a lot of less activity that you can do in Seattle than you can do in the Bay. So I'm actually okay with that move. And as far as Raven. When Flau'jae fell in the draft, because me personally, on my draft board, they was back to back. I had Flau'jae at 5, I had Raven at 6. When Flau'jae fell in that draft, I was almost certain Raven was going to Indiana. And obviously, y'all know how that went down. And she didn't look too happy. I don't know if that was just me, but she didn't look too happy. I know a fake smile when I see it. So, listen, I wish her well. Obviously, she's going to be the backup. Like, I don't know why people are in the uproar thinking that she was going to start. She wasn't going to start. So I need people to get that out your head. She was not going to Indiana to start. She was going to be the backup regardless. But I do like that she's back with her teammate from South Carolina. I'm glad she's back with Aaliyah Boston. So I'm almost certain she's excited for that. I'm eager to see what's going to happen with her in Indiana because now, she can lock up Caitlin in practice like she did in the national title game. But I'm happy for her though. I'm happy for her. Indiana's going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. Like for me, the top 3 teams in the W right now with all the moves, obviously Vegas, the Liberty and the Dream. I would say those are the 3-headed monsters right now, preliminarily before the W starts. But Indiana, if they could stay healthy, they got to the championship last year without Caitlin.
Yeah.
So the clock is ticking on Caitlin. The clock is ticking. They got to the finals without you last year. And me personally, I thought you quit on your team, but that's neither here nor there. But they went to the finals without you last year. This year, because of course they're going to put her in the MVP. The season didn't even start yet, and they already got her favorite for MVP. Like Angel Wilson, is chopped liver. But it is what it is. But I'm happy with the direction that the W is going. Javon, Sean, y'all know how I am when it comes to the WNBA. I've said probably since 2022 that women's basketball has taken over basketball. And I can honestly say, I can kick my feet up with pride and say, I was right. And guess what? It's going to get even worse next year because old baby girl Juju is coming. She's like everybody say, oh, Drake is supposed to be Iceman coming. Well, guess what? Juju's coming next year.
That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see the big 3 of Juju, Paige, and Caitlin Clark. But before we let you go, I'm glad you brought that up because there's one beef.
Yes.
There's one beef we got with you. Yeah. I'm cool with you rocking with the W over the NBA because I'd rather watch somebody who cares over somebody who doesn't any day of the week. You can still catch defense, and it ain't everybody running the same offense in the W. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
but it's one that I disagree with you, and it's got to stop. We got to stop calling the women's tournament better than the men's tournament. We just have to. The first 2 days of the women's tournament, you can pick your bracket so easily. I don't think it's caught up to the men's tournament just yet. The Final Four, the Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, the second weekend in the women's tournament is must-see TV. I can't argue with you. And we didn't talk about this. Felicia Jack, stop complaining about being sent to UConn. That's your region. I don't know what you want to get sent to the Midwest region. I don't know what to tell you. How about you build your team up to beat UConn? But the second weekend in the women's tournament, the must-see television. I can't argue with you. But you cannot tell me the round of 64 and the round of 32 in the women's tournament sniffs the opening weekend of the men's. That's my only beef with you on this topic.
I will say, I will say this. When I was a kid, my mother had a famous saying when it came to me. I give my mouth too much freedom. So, me being the advocate for women's basketball, and me being so proud of them for the growth of women's basketball, sometimes I give my mouth too much freedom. So on that one, I will agree with you. I let my emotions get the best of me. So on that one, Javon, you're absolutely right. I stand down on that one. Yes.
Yeah. Good. I like that. That's a real man right there.
I'm about accountability. I can admit when I'm wrong. And again, sometimes you get behind the mic and you're just passionate and just things ooze out. Yeah, I give my mouth too much freedom sometimes. I can admit that.
All right. Well, before we let you go, because we about to wrap up too, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 sharp, right, Sean?
Yep.
Before we go, who you got winning the games tonight and tomorrow in the play-in?
Who's playing? Who's playing tonight?
We got the Heat and the Hornets tonight in the 9-10 game for the East, because the Flyers have the rights to Xfinity Mobile Arena tonight. So we got the Heat and the Hornets. The winner of that game gets the loser of Sixers Magic tomorrow. So who we got in those two games?
Heat and the Hornets. I'm going to go with the Hornets.
All right. Philly or Sean, who you got?
I got the Hornets.
Philly, Orlando.
Who?
Philly and Orlando, who you got?
Is Embiid playing?
Who knows? I don't think so, because he got a appendicitis right now.
Oh, Orlando.
Everybody else is playing. Everybody else is playing for Philly. I'm picking Philly.
I'm gonna go Philly and Charlotte, and then I'm gonna take Charlotte to beat Orlando. I think your 7 and 8 seeds are the Sixers and the Hornets.
I agree. Sixers and Hornets. Well, those are my top two teams. Well, 7th and 8th seed. The Hornets will finish 8th against Detroit. Ooh, that'll be good. And then Philly will finish 7th against Boston.
Yeah. Dray, you consensus on this one?
Yeah.
All right. Now in the West, we got Phoenix and Portland tonight, and then we got the Clippers and the Warriors tomorrow night.
You said Phoenix and Portland?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Phoenix on that one.
Same here.
Same.
Clippers,
and then
Warriors.
the other game is tomorrow. You said Clippers and who?
Warriors.
Clippers.
Same here.
Yeah. Clippers.
And I know they got their butts whooped over the weekend, but I'm taking the Clippers to get Portland in that second game. And my 7 and 8s are going to be Phoenix and the Clippers.
Yep.
The Warriors don't deserve to make the playoffs this year.
No.
Nah. Trash.
They don't deserve to make the playoffs. So I'm kind of hoping that they don't.
All right. Well, that's all we got. Dre, man.
Wait. I got one more thing. Dre, last thing. Which concert will be better? Reasonable Doubt or the Blueprint in July? Which one is going to be better?
Well, I'm going to 2 out of the 3.
Which one you looking
I'm
forward
going
to?
to 2 out of the 3. Me and my girl made a compromise. I did the Reasonable Doubt tickets, and she did the extra inning ones. Yo, them Blueprint tickets was I couldn't do all 3. I couldn't do in a perfect world. I would have loved to do all 3, but them Blueprint tickets was crazy. Now, which one is going to be better? I'm gonna have to be biased to say the one that I'm going to, but it would not surprise me if that Blueprint one do some shit. We know he's not going to do takeover, so we can get that out the way. But the reasonable doubt one, I'm looking forward to that. You know, his first album, obviously.
If you could, you would go to the Blueprint one.
Hell yeah.
The Blueprint's the best.
Listen,
album. That's all I got.
Honestly, this is what I might do. Like this is what I might do. I might just have my Hove gear on, my Rockefeller gear on, and just be outside Yankee Stadium and just. I might just do that because listen, it's gonna be people around that area having the same settlements that I'm feeling right now. And in the perfect world, I wish I could have did all three, but I couldn't. Like them tickets, I like reasonable doubt. I think I spent damn near almost close to $700 for them tickets for 2 tickets.
Yeah,
and I'm all the way at the top, which I was okay with. Like I kept telling people, I'm like, yo, I don't care where I sit. I just need to be there. I'm like, I'll do up top. I don't care. I just need to be there. I don't need no fancy seat. I don't need to be close to the stage. I don't need none of that. I just need to be in the building. So now I'm in the building. It's gonna be rocking. Definitely, it's gonna be rocking.
See, Dray, if the concert was at Camden Yards, what you could have did is went for the 2 nights you said, right? And that third night, you could have booked you a room on the top floor at the Hilton that overlooks the ballpark. Get you some binoculars and get the jamming out.
Facts.
I'm telling you, that area is going to be flooded. It's going to be flooded. It's because it's going to be people in the train station right there on 161st. They're going to be right there on that platform. They're not even going to get on the train. They're going to be on the platform just wanting to hear the music. You're going to be outside of Yankee Stadium. You're going to be by the McDonald's. Like people is going to be just posted up anywhere, just wanting to hear what he's playing. Now, the fact that I can be inside to see some of the guest appearances that's going to be there, I hope everybody that was on Reasonable Doubt shows up for this. I hope Mary is there. Obviously, Bleak going to be there. I hope Source Money shows up. I hope Jazz show up. But the one person I really, really hope shows up is Fox Boogie. I hope she's there. I hope she shows up because I think if she show up, the place is going to go nuts because we haven't seen her in so long.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. I just need your opinion about that. So.
I'm the perfect person to ask.
Of course.
Boy, I hate
Jehovah's Witness over here. Jehovah's Witness.
Boy, I hate to think of that many people gathered up in the boogie down at once. All right, hey, we out of here. We'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. Hey, y'all check out the Sportsway with Dray Day podcast, the one and only Dray Day. We appreciate you, brother.
Salute to y'all, man. Y'all my dudes, man. I've been rocking with y'all for a while, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. Same.